Right. Hello, everybody. Thank you for coming back to my channel once again. So today, I'd like to talk about how you can behave during interviews, because this must be a very first thing you need to take into consideration when you apply for certain positions or certain jobs, regardless of whether you are a freshman or you have already have a certain jobs or whatever. I think it's very important. That is why it's it's a very thing you need to uh, keep in mind. Because I mean, for example, if you just casually meet your friend or teacher or family members or whatever, and you just have a casual chat over coffee, and then it's just a case, and there shouldn't be any pressure at all, and you can just behave in a nice way. I mean, if you feel that okay, I can talk about this, then you can immediately talk about that. Or if you feel that oh, okay, I need to touch upon this during the conversation, even by interrupting him or her, then you can just go for it. So just give it a shot. You behave like as much as you want. And if you find anybody and who can allow you to do so, then that would be the ideal. So that's chemistry. That's how you can develop a friendship or relationship or whatever. Or if you trust other people and other people also trust you back as well, then that's how you can have certain communication. However, during interviews, that's totally another story because first of all, there's time constraint. There should be limited amount of time you can use to talk about what you'd like to talk about. And also, obviously, you need to be very straight and to go to the point by answering the question. You will be exposed to certain questions, and then you need to really properly answer those questions. So in this sense, that should be like higher above expectation as to what you can say. And also, unfortunately, especially during the process of job hunting, there's certain like ideal image, if I may say, that companies have already set up. For example, okay, for this position, it would be nice if you have a really nice communication skill, or if you have certain work experience, or it would be nice if you have certain expertise in marketing, for example. Then it's just a case you need to showcase any relevant work experience around that. And that could slightly be different or difficult in some cases. Because, first of all, let's imagine the easiest example. If you don't have any relevant work experience at all, but you somehow applied for that position, then there's almost no way you can prove that you are the best fit for that position. Then if that's the case, how can you behave during the interview? Then probably you might want to say, okay, I don't have the exact experience. I mean, probably you don't have to say so, but you can think like that in your mind. And after that, you can speak out saying like, okay, I have this experience and I came across this sort of hardship and then I overcame this hardship. And throughout this process, I learned this. And then this can also be applicable into this situation. That is why I am the best fit for this position or whatever. So this is the best thing you can say, especially when you don't have the relevant work experience that can really like convince your interviewers into hiring you. So in this regard, it's actually totally different from the natural conversation. You have already noticed, right? Because during the normal conversation, of course, there should be some expectation or like some comments or remarks that your counterpart is kind of anticipating to have, or at least like looking for you and to say. And however, during the interview, actually, there's like kind of definitive answer. It's not technically definitive, but still they are really like they are really expecting you to say something nicely like fitting and that sort of expectation, and you need to like pinpoint that expectation, and then you need to say something that is relatable to that expectation. This is a difficult aspect of job hunting, if I may say, because first of all, it's totally black box, and there's no way you can get the exact idea of what you say, and also there like interviewers might have certain bias and as to what you might want to say. And for example, you might want to say like this in order to prove that you are really capable of like handling that sort of situation. But I mean, we are at the end of the day human beings, so we are totally different from each other. That is why, like your opponent, I mean, and your interviewer, and might take it in a different way. And then, okay, it's just a case that makes a little bit of sense, but actually that is more like cut out for this position and not that position or whatever. So they might feel like this way. So if that's a case, you actually recalculate how you can construct what you want to say or how you can express yourself. So simply put, depending on the situation or depending on the interviewer, you always need to use a different version of yourself. But in my opinion, this is a harsh truth. It's very difficult to pretend to be another self suddenly, all of a sudden, without practice. And at least I myself feel that I can't do that. I don't think I can like act like that. I'm not an actor at all. And I don't think I can pretend to be another person who can be really like aware of that sort of certain action and can like display the certain tendency or sign and like that convince the interviewers that okay, this guy is a perfect fit for this position. I don't think I can do that. Even for a while, even for a minute, I don't think I can do that. Or even when I could do that, then that would actually be a recipe for disaster. Because, I mean, once you're hired, then you'll be exposed to the work environment every day on duty, on weekdays at least. And then you always need to keep pretending to be that person. Can you really do so? I don't think I can, at least. That is why, in this regard, I don't want to behave in a different way during the interview. At least that's my belief. I mean, this is very firm, I have to say. But if you do so, then what's the outcome? It's very easy to imagine. If your position really suits your true self, then you will immediately be hired. Meanwhile, if your position or job description or like supervisor's expectation don't actually match with your true self, then there's no way you can be hired because I mean companies need to be profitable. They need to maintain their business models in a sustainable way. And they are looking for the exact person who can meet such requirements. So in this regard, there's no room for leniency that they can really hire you as who you are if it doesn't totally meet the criteria they have set already well beforehand, like well in advance of conducting the interview with you. So this is a really sad story and brutally inspiring, I have to say, because I mean, if you don't think about it, then it is likely that you fail to pass so many interviews. I mean, as opposed to your expectation. And actually, that happened to me as well. I'm not so many times, but like several times at least, a few times, I guess. So and honestly speaking, I got really disappointed about it because, okay, I did my best and also I felt that I said something nice and also the interviewers treated me in a nice way as well. But for some reason, I was rejected. Like, so you, you're always like ready and for this sort of kind of fate. And you always need to be like need to accept or embrace this sort of destiny. Otherwise, I don't think you can live a decent life. So that's the truth of this world, I guess. Right? So this is the end of today's video. Thank you for watching this video until the end. I'm very happy to have you once again today, and I hope to see you soon. And I'll do my best in my life as well. Okay. Take care until we meet next time. Thank you so much. Bye for now.